Hey guys, Kenny here, Ken Small Engines. I'm excited. I've got this PB580T, okay? I picked this up a couple of years ago, it was during the winter, for $75, okay? Now if you look at it, it's dusty, but it's really never been used, okay? And I asked the guy selling it, and it was winter, so no one's buying leaf blowers in the winter. Look, there is no dust, dirt, there's nothing, there's dust, but there's no dirt, there's no grease, there's no nothing. It hasn't been used. It really hasn't been used. Guy says it won't start, okay? So I wanted $75. And I said, you know what? Even if it's a scored piston or something, $75 is $370 at Home Depot. You know what? I'll take it. So it came with two tubes, okay? But it was missing the third tube, okay? It's got the two tubes here. So it was missing the hose clamp for that. And it was missing the end tube. Where is it? I got it somewhere. Where did I put it? There it is. The end tube, which is this one here. And this is the tube that goes on the end with the aluminum guard. So now this thing will look like that. All right, it'll be really long with the tube. And so anyway, I went on to Amazonian, and don't ask me how I found this so cheap. 20 bucks. Okay, and I got some gift cards for my birthday the other week, and I said, you know what, I'll use one of the gift cards. So for 20 bucks, I got that. The hose clamp, the dealer wants $6-8 for a hose clamp. Well, you know what? Look up the part number for the hose clamps. They tell you the range of the size of the clamp, and it comes out to a number 44 hose clamp. So just go to your auto parts store and say, I need a number 44 hose clamp. You can see the witness marks from where the hose clamp was. Number 44 hose clamp is about $2-3. So I bought a number 44 hose clamp, so I got to hook that up. But took the thing, and I said, is it a good investment? All right, so I took the covers off. What was cool was the cylinder came right off, okay? And I'll put a link to taking the cylinder off and checking out the piston and doing that in the description. I found a guy who did a video on it. It literally took me 15 minutes to throw the piston in, and I didn't have time to video it because I was so excited. But I'll put a link to a video showing you how to do it so you can see it in the description. But anyway, I took the cylinder off, and sure as heck, I took the muffler off first, saw that it was scored, took the cylinder off, and it came off so perfectly that the base gasket, it hadn't even really been used. The base gasket wasn't even compressed or anything. And I'm like, wait, was this thing really used? Well, come to find out, the guy who had this bought it, used the tank of gas that was in it, and then he straight gassed it. So literally, this thing has one tank of gas, which is probably, what, an hour, 2 hours worth of use, okay? That's it. The thing is, it's mint. Look at this. It's perfect. Everything about it. It's perfect, all right? So I went online onto the interweb, and here's the old piston, just to show you the scoring. Yeah, it was scored pretty good, okay? And I saw the piston. I love these pistons. Little Red Barn makes these pistons for a company called Performance Saw Supply, and they're on eBay, all right? And I like their pistons. Little Red Barn makes great pistons. So I bought the piston, but I bought the gasket kit as well. And the piston itself, if you just buy the piston, it's like $32.99, $5 postage. The whole kit is like $52 plus postage. I didn't know whether I was going to need all the gaskets. I bought them anyway, just in case. And you get everything. You get the exhaust gaskets. You get everything, okay? Turns out I didn't even need them. Look at it. The package is still sealed. All I had to do was take out the piston, throw it back in. It literally took me like 20 minutes. I mean, it was nothing. So I'm going to put the tube back on this thing, and I'll start her up for you, and you'll see how she runs, because right now I did do a quick start the other night because I was excited, and smoked for about 2 seconds because you put oil into the cylinder and on the bearings and everything. But I'll put the tube on, I'll get her going, and we'll show you how it goes. But this thing is mint. Look at this thing. All I'm saying, guys, is scored piston, straight gas. This is the time to buy leaf blowers, okay? It's the end of the season. People are getting rid of them. People sometimes buy them at the beginning of the season. They use them all season, and at the end, I don't need this anymore, or whatever. And you get them for cheap. I bought this when there was snow on the ground a couple of years ago. Guy had it in the back of his truck. Said, I don't know, it just doesn't start. For $75, a $359 plus tax blower at about $370 here in Connecticut. Hey, $75. The gasket kit I'm not using, so say the piston's $35. So you got $75 and 20, that's $95. And $35, that's $130. So for $130, and the hose clamp, say $133. For $133, I got this thing for almost 1/3 of the original price. So let me put the tube on. I'll be back in a minute and we'll see how this thing runs. One thing I'm not doing, guys, I'm not going to use the anti-static wire. People say, Kenny, what is that for? It's an anti-static wire. Sometimes you can see it's grounded to the engine. It's like a balloon on your hair. When you rub it, you get static electricity. The current with the air current and the plastic created static electricity, and people holding on to the tube with the throttle trigger were getting shocked. So by putting this in there, it dissipates and sends the static electricity to ground, to the block, so you won't get a shock. I'm gonna not use it right now. I'm gonna try it out for a couple of days and see, not use it. And if I do get a shock or I think it's gonna be staticky, I'll put it in. But at this point, I'm just gonna leave it there for now and see what happens. So let me get on the handle here. All right, we'll mount the handle and the trigger. All right, we'll be right back. All right, so we have our number 44 hose clamp. This is made by a company called Dixon. They were invented in England, actually, by a company called Jubilee. So a lot of people call them Jubilee clamps. I always called them worm gear clamps because it works off of a worm gear, okay? Some people just say hose clamps, some give worm gear clamps, some say Dixon clamps, but the real name, Jubilee, a Jubilee clamp. If you go over the pond, Jubilee clamp, they know what you're talking about. All right. So let's put the clamp on. Get this in here. I like to use a socket when I'm tightening these down. Let's see. Actually, Kenny, how come you're not using any lubricant? I don't need lubricant. I'll push it on. Okay, it's on. All right, now we got to put on the throttle control, and it's missing a screw. It's missing a screw here. I'll have to find a screw to go in there. All right, and this throttle goes right here. You can see where the clamp went because you can see the witness marks from the clamp. So let me get my socket. I'll tighten up the hose clamp on this, and once I tighten that up, we'll put that on. I'll have to find a screw to go in there, and I'm sure I have some. All right, so this is where the clamp went. You can see the witness marks from where the clamp dug in. So I'm going to use that same exact spot where this was originally. And I'm going to clamp it down. All right. And actually, to be fair, guys, I couldn't find a number 44 clamp, so I'm using a number 48. A little bit bigger, but not too bad. All right. So... okay, all right, that works good. All right, now we're gonna put this on, and I suggest not spreading this out because you might crack it. So let's unscrew it with the thumb screw in there. All right, and then we'll put her on. I'm gonna take the screw all the way off. I don't want to jeopardize cracking anything. All right. So now we have that. It goes on there, goes on there. Oops. All right. Let's see what diameter this is. Actually, yeah, it goes on there. I thought it was going a big one. Nope, it goes on the small one. All right, I think, yeah, it's too big. It goes right there, ahead of it. All right, so let me clamp this down. What's a good position for this? put it up where I think it'll be a good position. And the throttle, we'll run the throttle on the outside. Actually, are there any notches? Nah. Where am I going to be? All right, let's see. Oh, you know what? This goes against your back, so it actually is flipped this way. That makes more sense because it takes up the. Oops, what did I drop? It takes up the slack. So we'll go from here. Let's tighten this down. All right. Okay. Now I need to put that back like that so it stays. Now I have my throttle and everything is good. Let me reposition you here. I have to put that end tube on. Are you still in view? Yeah, you're still in view. All right, let's take the end tube. And if you want to know the part number, P02104980, Echo Factory, Shindawa Echo, it's all the same. All right. On these, you have to look up the serial number to get the exact part, and the serial number is located right here. Right there's the serial number. All right, right there. See the serial number? And usually it's like the first 4 digits and then the rest is in the millions. Look up the serial number there, and that's where you get your parts list from, okay? Because they are different. They did have some design changes and things like that. You want to use the right serial number to get it right. Let's see. All right. Now the end tube slides in the 2 guides, and those 2 pins here on the side go inside those bars to adjust it. So they're about here. So they're about okay, that's it. All right, so that's on, it's all adjusted. I'm gonna try and grab a screw real quick because I don't want to start it and have that control loose. Let me grab a screw inside, I'll be right back. Okay, the parts list calls it out as an M5x20. Here, I'll show you what the part list says. So I went to my jar of takeoff metric stuff from all these, and I mic'd it up with my caliper there, and I got an M5x20. It's a T25 Torx. So let me just get you set up. We're gonna put her in. Always like to use the right hardware. All right, so a T20 M5, 20 millimeter long, which is about 0.8. I'm gonna send her home, and then we're gonna start her up. So let me get that on there. Let me get you guys situated. All right, the tube is on. It's ready to go. All right. All right, let me get this thing going here. Okay. Everything's good. All right, let's get this sucker going. Now, I'm not gonna leave the nozzle here and blow you guys off. I'm gonna put the nozzle on the ground like that. Okay, here we go. We're gonna prime for a good time. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you know what? Needs an air filter. I robbed the air filter from this for a PB580T I worked on the other day. So I had to buy some more air filter. So let me throw the air filter in there. It would be nice to have a new one in there. All right. Filter in there, and what we'll do is we'll put it on choke, pull it. We already primed it. It should only have to be on choke for a second. It's cold out today, guys. It's about 0 Celsius, about 32 Fahrenheit here right now in New England. So we'll go from there. All right, let's put that air filter in. Perfect. Lock her down. And hopefully she's good. All right, what time is it? 9:15. All right, it's after 9 o'clock. In this area here where I live, they don't want you running power equipment before 9 in the morning or any loud noises. So I'm good. If the neighbors don't like it, sorry. Okay, choke is on, it's primed. The throttle is not in the off position. All right, here we go, guys. Contact. That'll be it, guys. So let me adjust the straps, I'll put her on, and I'll be right back. All right, let's try this one. Let's try her out. It. All right, guys. Echo PB580T. T is for the throttle mounted trigger. PB580T. T is for the tube mounted throttle. A PB580H would be a hip mounted throttle where the throttle would come off the side. That's the difference. So when you see the boxes, you'll see it say PB580H/T. Tube mount, 580T, hip mount, coming straight up is the H. All right, guys, that's it for now. Like I said, scored piston, straight gassed. Very simple way to buy one of these things on the cheap. The piston's $32.99 on eBay. Everything was perfect. For 52 bucks, you get the gasket kit and all that if you need it. But if there's not many hours and you just need the piston, you know, take a little bit of emery on the cylinder if there's any aluminum transfer, and you're good to go. So like I said, I spent $75 on this, 20 bucks on the tube, nothing on the screw, $2 on the hose clamp, and the piston itself was 30. I spent 52 on the kit, but the piston's really $32.99. So I think I made out all right. You got any questions? I'll put a link to a video of how to change that piston. I found a good one online. It shows you how to change the piston in this, very simple. So you got any questions, comments, leave them. Please like, please subscribe. I appreciate it, and we will talk to you soon.